for Allah, nothing but Allah. Ba is the beginning of Bismillah. Ta is for taqwa, bewaring of Allah. And Tha is for thawab, a reward. Ja is for Jannah, the garden of paradise. Ha is for Hajj, the blessed pilgrimage. Kha is for Khatam, the seal of the prophethood given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our program Learn Arabic. Today we will discuss more about how can we write the alphabet Jim or Ja in Arabic language. And I think that when it comes to writing such alphabet in Arabic, I think that we have to differentiate between the initial position, the medial position, and the final position. I still remember in the last episodes we were talking more about when Ja comes in the final position, probably we do have two important shapes for Ja. Yes, please, Muhammad.
My question is, because I really find it difficult to draw a Jim or write a Jim in the end. What's the easiest way? Because my Jim is really awful by looking at it. So
I see.
What's the easiest way to draw?
Well, I think that the easiest way here is to just make, well, please, if you can follow me in writing that. Here is that. Well, the independent shape for Ja, once again, is that we take here a very slanted line, then we make half of the circle in this way. And then all you have to do is just to put a dot. This is probably the first shape for writing such sound, which is Ja.
Can you draw three and then one line?
Yeah, please. So this could be in this way. And also we have another different way. I'm going to write now the two different forms for Ja. Here is that. Once again. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I may across the letter J.
Okay.
This is slanted line, closed, like circle.
Like circle, in this way. You want to say in this way?
It's closed. No. The slanted line.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
The above one.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're in this way.
Yes.
Well, no, sometimes you have to make a very narrow opening here. Well, I think that this is very interesting in writing. I mean, please, if you are writing that, especially when it comes in independent shape, so please don't try, you should make a kind of space here between that slanted line and that tail. So this is the tail, well, this is half of the circle, and this is here. We have the slanted line, and we should make a space here.
I've also seen the tail just going slightly towards in and then dots on the top of the tail.
Right. Well, this is very important because some people probably might ask about, should we put just one dot here? Yes?
Yes.
Should we put dot outside the tail here? No. Well, that would be wrong, of course, to put a dot outside the tail. And should we put the dot, for example, rather than here, to be here? No. To be here, well, in this way, you're going to change it actually.
Another letter.
Exactly. You will move on to another letter in Arabic. And that's why you should put the dot actually behind the tail.
Is it alright if you bring the tail in towards Jim's stomach and put on the top of the tail a dot?
I think that is...
Because I've seen a lot of people writing like this.
Okay, well, that could be also right. I mean, sometimes it happens, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. So this is about Ja when it comes to actually an independent shape. But if you'd like to combine that with the following one, here is that in this way. Ja. And then Ma. And the La. Here is that. So the initial position, it comes connected. In the medial position, it also comes connected in this way. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Muhammad.
No, it's connected with the previous letter.
With the previous
one.
With the following one, right. Well, especially if it comes in the medial position, connected with the previous one, and with the following one, here is that. You can make something like that. And when it comes in the final position, you have two forms. The first one is, just write that here, like that. Okay, I think that we have a...
For example, if you had a word like majroor.
Exactly, right, majroor. Majroor. Right. So can you see that? Here is that. So that means if you'd like to write this alphabet again in Arabic, we have actually different forms here. The first one is the independent form that is here. So when it comes in the initial position, we write that here. Please, if you can follow me writing that, I would appreciate this. Okay.
Yeah, please, Ahmed.
Yep.
I have a question here.
Yep.
It may be related or...
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
We have in English, Ahmed, as you know, the onomatopic words.
Yep.
Words that their sound, okay, or their pronunciation, the pronunciation of these sounds represents these sounds in the external world. For example, hush or hiss.
Hiss,
so
right.
the sound represents the
right.
pronunciation represents the sound itself.
Right.
Do we have such things in Arabic?
Well, actually, no. In Arabic, we don't have that sometimes. But I don't think that we have something like that in Arabic. Yes, Mahmoud, you have a comment or something like that.
It came to my mind now.
Yep.
Two words in Arabic.
Yep.
Or just it is one word, but it has two different meanings.
Which is?
Yeah.
And and the word begins with the letter J.
J.
Jubn.
Jubn. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, actually, here, Mahmoud, you are opening very important question about the meanings and the different meanings, different levels of meaning in Arabic. Yeah, that's right. Jubn and...
It means
cowardice.
Cowardice, and
right.
it means also
cowardice.
Cheese.
And cheese, right.
Cheese.
Jubn and Jubn, right. And I think this is very important because here's the question that I probably might ask, which is, can we find, as we have in English, you can find in English, for example, one word that probably holds a lot of meanings.
Yes.
So probably you can find something like that, but this is not very common in Arabic, by the way. I mean, when it comes
something
to this,
like you said, jeers.
Yep.
Like could meaning like, so in English it meant cheers. You could use that. Cheers could be meaning that.
I don't think so, but I think that is once again that one word probably may hold more than one meaning. That could happen in Arabic as it happens in English, but in English probably it could be very common, but it's not very common in Arabic. But I think in this way, you can find that is the semantic level of understanding more about the meaning. I think it does make sense here to understand more about the different levels of meanings in Arabic. And as you know, that we have also in Arabic the implicit meaning, we have the explicit meaning, we have the direct way of explaining something, we have also the indirect way of explaining something else. And I think that is also happening in Arabic, which is finding different meanings for just one word. Yeah. But again, it depends also on the context.
And even the word can give a metaphorical meaning.
Exactly. Yes. I think Mahmoud, here you said a very important term, which is metaphorical, and because some linguists claim that we don't have in Arabic that kind of metaphor, but it's already found.
Yes, it's not necessarily to be factual, to give the factual meaning.
Exactly.
You can give the figurative one.
Exactly. So you said also the figurative language. Is that also found in Arabic? I would say yes. It's also found in Arabic, which is called probably ista'ara wal balagha. So something like that probably, as it is found in English, metaphor and rhetoric, it's also found in Arabic. So I think that is here when we say that gubn. So I would ask a question about, well, we have now just one word. But which one should I use?
According to the context.
Exactly. Yes. So another point.
I mean, if you see the cheese, you have to say jubn. You want.
Right. Like for example, I want to eat cheese.
Yeah.
So here's the point that it does make sense to explain more about the context.
The context.
Or the circumstances in which the utterance is produced.
Situation.
Right. Yes. The situation of the speech is very important to understand more about different meanings of the word. So again, so what we have here is that in gubn and gubn again or jubn. I think, can you see that? So I said gubn and I said jubn. So I think that both works here, especially in Egypt.
You can try it whatever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but the judgment here, the situation, what we are speaking about.
Exactly.
The circumstances, okay.
But if you, just for example here in Egypt, if you go down and in Upper Egypt and just say jubn, it would be, I don't know whether it would be very common to say jubn rather than gubn.
I think people rarely use the word jubn to express about fear. So they can say you are Japan, but not jubn, because jubn is something classical.
Well, I think that the Sam is from Upper Egypt. He can tell us more about that.
Even about I said about the word jubn, which means cheese. Even we do not say that. It's a classical word. We say gibna.
Jubna, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't see jubn. Okay, it's a classical word that you may find it in the books or in the literary works.
Okay.
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 So I think that is.
So
a very
you want to say
point.
that
It's not used by people. It is not used by people in their everyday language.
Yeah, maybe here in Egypt. I'm speaking about Egypt. Maybe
Yep.
used in another Arab country.
No, even I think in Saudi Arabia, people used to say Jubna.
Jubna.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So probably,
We
so
have-
can you see that even the sign of words could be different?
Yeah.
It depends on the country. But again, if you say jubna or if you say jubn, I think that both also have the same meaning. But it depends again on the
the
context.
context, yeah.
Right. So, so anyway, let me just get back again here. So I would like to show you here. That is when Jack comes in initial position. It's written here in this way. We make a slanted lines and then straight the line. And then when it comes in initial position, also the same. Probably also you can make another additional straight line here, and you put dot. And then in the final position, actually, when we make that in this way. I put just one dot.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about jam. Do you have any question about jam? Any comments?
No.
Okay. So
Yes,
as we
hopefully we pronounce it correctly for me.
well, I think that would be again, as we discussed before. That is, it's ja,
Yeah.
it's ja,
Ja.
it's
Yes.
ga, and it depends on
Ja. Ja.
ja, right?
Ja.
So as I said before,
So
it's
pronounced ja.
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 Ja. I think that this is probably the optimal, the best way here is to say ja. But if you say, as I said before, if you say ga, I think probably it works.
Yeah, it works, yeah.
Right.
It works in Egypt very well.
Well, in Egypt, yes, most Egyptians actually say ga rather than saying ja.
If you want to uncover your personality when you come up go abroad, just say ga.
Ga, right.
Everyone will know this. You are from Egypt.
Exactly. I think that we can discuss more about different dialects for ja, but after taking a break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a break. We will be right back.
Inshallah, on the straight path, we would like to discuss the niqab from an Islamic and social political perspective.
So sometimes some non-Muslims, they might not understand the full Islamic pictures. Anyone can say anything about it.
Yes.
So when can we, who speaks for Islam? This is the biggest question. Who speaks for Islam? No, they are not sinning. They are not sinning, but we are talking about now the general ruling. They are not sinning, but they are going against what has been established. It is his own ijtihad at a specific time.
People would see it as
Threat.
a threat.
Exactly.
How do we explain to them it's not really a threat, it's actually good for the country as well? But if we don't participate, how would we ever reach to our rights? Can you clarify with us what should be the level of political participation of the Muslims in the West?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the second part of Learn Arabic. I think that in the first part we were discussing more about how can we produce and write the alphabet Ja. Now I would like actually to move on to the following letter in Arabic, which is Ha. And by the way, Ha is one of the most difficult letters that can be found in Arabic. I still remember, because my name is Ahmed, so the second letter of my name is Ha.
Yeah.
So when I was in the US, a lot of people actually was very confused about the pronunciation of my name. They were saying Ahmad. Can you see that? So they are making a mixture between Ha and Ha. Yes, Mahmoud, please, you have a comment.
I have a beloved friend of mine who's Englishman.
Okay.
And he told me we have the letter Ha in English. This was the first time for me to know about it. Though I studied English.
Oh, this is also my first time to hear something like that.
Yes, I told him, please give me an example. He said to me, happy. I say happy. Happy. Actually, I found it strange. Very, very strange.
Right. It's actually very weird to have something like that.
Yeah, I think this letter is very different, and it is difficult for non-speaking Arabic.
Right.
Because we don't have such alphabet in English or any other foreign language.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Even Ahmed, they are going to mix between ha and ha. For example, when I say to you can tell me what is the name of Muhammad. It says Muhammad.
Muhammad, right.
Which is very different from the
exactly. I think
correct word. Even in kids, Ahmed, we also our little kids, okay, when we learn them how to pronounce this alphabet, they mix between ha and a. And for example, when you say to him, say Ainab, he says Hanab. A little kid or children, okay, or Sa'a, this is a watch, Sa'a, he says Saha. So there is also a mix between Arab speakers, okay, exactly. I mean here kids or children, okay.
Yeah.
So I think that it's very difficult letter and alphabet to learn.
Right. Yep.
I would slightly disagree with my friend there, but he said the ha is the only in Arabic. It's also found I think in Urdu as well, which but the pronunciation is slightly different with ha, and but myself being learning Arabic new, it's kind of difficult to pronounce ha because sometimes you pronounce it either you go to ha or it remains like Urdu ha, but it don't come out like proper ha. So I would really appreciate it. Right explanation, right word.
And here's the question that probably
Yes, I have a question here. Is it difficult for a person whose native language is English to pronounce ha? Actually, all people are created in the same way.
Right.
So is it difficult for a person who has English as his official language to pronounce ha?
I think Mahmoud, I agree with you that all the people are created in the same way, right? Yes. I mean, they can pronounce it, but again, it's based on that kind of practical training when they were children.
Yes.
I mean, when I was a child, I was pronouncing the letter ha. Okay, I know that it was difficult for me just when I was, for example, 3 years old, 5 years old. But after that, I became very proficient in pronouncing that. And I think that is also, on the other hand, I can tell you that I found a lot of foreigners who probably can pronounce this letter correctly. Mm-hmm. So again, it's not difficult. I mean, we don't have any additional linguistic features in our oral cavity or in our oral speech system,
yes.
right?
I think it's same with all the languages. I mean, in order to speak English or Spanish or German or any language in the world, you must be able to, stay with the people around who speak the right way to speak, and must copy them or imitate them. Just stay with them, and their accent, the classic accent they have, just follow that accent, and then after a couple of months, or maybe some people take longer, 8 or 6 months, you'll be able to pronounce the letters or the words properly.
Exactly.
It just takes time in the practice.
Right. I think so, Sam. I think so.
It's not that the Arabic people who speak Arabic are special. We all are the same. We all normal people.
Right. I agree with you. By the way,
people are created equal.
Exactly. So we have all the same features. Yes. Khalid, you have a question.
Yeah. We say that people are created equal, but if you actually grow up in an Arabic country, an Arab land, it will be very easy for you. But if someone who was he created in an English land and he comes for the first time in Arab, it will be difficult for you.
I think that society and culture has.
I think I would disagree with Khalid. It's the same thing for the Englishman to be in English society, and for the Arab guy to speak the English will be difficult. So it's the same for everyone. If someone born in England, he will speak better English, and someone born in Egypt will speak better Arabic. It's just the same. Maybe afterwards he can learn English and can speak same as him, and he can learn Arabic and speak same Arabic as him.
That's right.
So we all the same.
I agree with him.
Exactly. So it's actually, yes, Mahmoud, you have.
Yes, I'm asking this question just because some people, when they go abroad, they adjust their names according to the language in the environment where they are. For example, I don't mean you, but sometimes, for example, my name is Mahmoud.
Right.
When I go over there, I get very happy because people call me Mahmoud. And by the passage of time, I began adapted myself to this language, and even myself I will use Mahmoud. So some people, for example, I'm going to give an example which may be out of context, but I think it is a good example. The word Islam. Some people in England say Islam, And even I have a girl which takes for the time being is taking with me a course in Mid East. Many time when she come to discuss a problem with the teacher about Islam, she says Islam, and many times she said I am a Muslim.
Oh, by the Muhammad.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm telling her why. Say Islam, say Muslim. And by the way, she is not good at English to use such words.
Okay. So you found that they are even changing the letters sometimes. From sa to that, something like that. It's the same for me, by the way. When I was in the US, I found people saying, sometimes they cancel even the sound ha from my name. So they say Ahmed rather than saying Ahmed.
I had a similar experience, I say Muhammad, Mom. I first start from Muhammad, and it comes to Mo, M, and it just keep going short and short for them. They keep reducing your name to Mo, then it goes M, and then Mo, and it's reducing your name. They don't really want to pronounce it. Difficult.
Muhammad, right.
That's why, Ahmed, I prefer what the translators of the Evil Glorious Quran now tends to do in transcribing words that do have the sound on the letter ha.
So you recommend something like that to someone?
Yeah. Okay. They differentiate between ha, and ha. They use the same letter, which is H in English.
Okay.
Okay. But they differentiate between H or between ha and ha. Okay. By putting a dot or a slanted line on H.
Or a short
to differentiate between this is ha and not ha.
Or maybe they can add an extra letter, which is for her, H and A, means come slightly to her, and ha just normal H.
Yeah.
I see that. Well, I think that's very important again here to distinguish between ha and ha.
Yes.
Because when we read, people like me and people don't understand Arabic, read Quran, we look at translation, and sometimes it's just, for us it's just the same thing, and we make a mistake like this. We go across ha, even we just go through like this.
Right.
So it's very difficult.
So that's why we should make a kind of clear distinction between ha and ha.
Yes.
Right. Yep, Khalid.
They say that when you pronounce, like you're reading the Quran and you make a mistake, you might get sin for this. But some people, like, they grow up in not an Arabic country, they grow up in an English country or other country, not speaking Arabic. If they make this mistake, and they try to correct what they can, what about this?
Well, I think that is the best way here, just to train and to practice a lot for producing that. I mean, in my humble opinion, they can pronounce this sound correctly, because as Mahmoud and Osama now contributed that, all of us are created in the same way. We have the same features. Probably they can find difficulty just from the very beginning, but after a while, they can pronounce it. And as Muhammad now said,
Arabic speakers don't have 3 hands or extra tongue in their mouth.
Exactly. Yes. Right. I think you're absolutely correct. I mean, you can produce all of them just if you practice doing that.
He says practice makes you perfect.
Right. Practicing makes you perfect. That's right. So I think that is also very important here, especially as Osama said, that a lot of translators today distinguish ha from ha by using any distinction, like, for example, putting dot below the H in order to distinguish it from ha. Yes, Khalid.
I want to ask a question, but not concerning this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, I want to know that if you translate English into Arabic or Arabic into English, could you get the exact meaning?
Well, I think that is, it depends on different levels of meanings, and I think that is in this way you can find, because probably one word in Quran does have a lot of meanings.
Yeah.
So, and it depends on the context. So I think that is, it's very important here to mention that even today we have a lot of translations for the meanings of Quran.
Yeah.
And every interpretation is different from one another, and that's why, but again, it depends on the context of the verse. Stuff like that.
In my opinion, you can't get them. In some words, you do get them proper meaning.
Yep.
For example, Jabal is mountain and stuff like that. Easy words. But the one classics word, which is actually in Arabic, you cannot translate them. In order to understand them, you must learn Arabic. You must understand the Arabic language.
I think Ahmed, this issue is totally different, and we do not have a. This issue is referred to in linguistics or in translation theories the equivalence or the issue of equivalence between English and Arabic in translation. We do not have a 100% equivalent between English and Arabic.
I think, Osama, that the final word that we will say here today, because our time is running out now, is the equivalence of translation regarding the alphabets in Arabic. We will discuss more about that in the following episodes. My dear viewers, if you have any comments, any questions, any suggestions, send that to my email, brave107@yahoo.com. This is Ahmed Abdeltawab Sharafuddin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A is for Allah, nothing but Allah. Ba is the beginning of Bismillah. Ta is for taqwa, bewaring of Allah. And Tha is for thawab, a reward. Ja is for Jannah, the garden of paradise. Ha is for Hajj, the blessed pilgrimage. Kha is for Khatam, the seal of the prophethood given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.